This week we're spending a few days in London and we'd like to show you around a few of our favorite spots. We spent about 3 years living here, so instead of showing you the typical touristy things, we want to show you some of our favorite local places. Of course, there's way more to see, do, and eat in London than we can cover in a few days, but these are our highlights from this trip. We'll also recreate a dish from one of our favorite London restaurants. Welcome to Turks Who Eat. We're Alex and Mehmet, a couple who loves to travel and eat. We also bring our dog, Bindi, along with us for as many adventures as possible. We love traveling, and eating local foods tends to be the highlight of our travels. We love to discover the local dishes and learn how to make them ourselves. Follow along with us as we explore the world, discover local foods, and attempt to recreate them. We used to live in the Bloomsbury neighborhood of London, and we're headed back there today to revisit a few of our favorite places. Bloomsbury has lovely tree-lined streets, one of our favorites being Lamb's Conduit Street. This pedestrian street is home to lovely cafes, unique spots, and lots of British charm. We love to wander down this street and take in the atmosphere or pop into a local restaurant for a bite. Bloomsbury is known for its rich literary history, and the Lamb Pub is a notable literary landmark in the neighborhood. It's rumored to have been a popular spot for literary legends such as Charles Dickens, Sylvia Plath, and Virginia Woolf. The Lamb has a warm, cozy ambience, perfect for savoring a pint or a glass of wine. Lamb is also one of only a handful of pubs to still feature historic snob screens. These screens are a 19th century artifact that once separated upper-class patrons from the working class and bar staff, but are now viewed as a historic relic that add to the pub's charm. Speaking of literature, let's head to what I think is one of the most beautiful bookstores in the world, Daunt Books, in the lovely neighborhood of Marylebone. This beautiful bookstore is a must-stop for travel lovers. Its extensive collection of travel writing is unrivaled, and the unique organization of books by country, rather than genre, makes every visit an exciting exploration. The atmosphere and design of the store is also worth admiring. Its high ceilings, wooden banisters, and old staircases might have you wondering if you accidentally stepped into the world of Harry Potter. Of course, there's plenty more to explore in the charming neighborhood of Marylebone. The area is known for having lots of upscale shopping options, but one of our favorite stops is La Fromagerie, a spectacular cheese shop and restaurant just off the high street. La Fromagerie feels like stepping into a high-end farm store, featuring high-quality, fresh vegetables and small-batch artisanal goods. However, the true highlight lies within the temperature-controlled cheese room, a haven for cheese lovers that is practically unparalleled anywhere else in London. The restaurant offers an array of dishes that are of course centered around cheese, as well as a great selection of wines. On our visit, we couldn't resist trying their twice-baked soufflé, which arrived surrounded by a moat of the most creamy and indulgent Parmesan sauce. Another great stop in this neighborhood is the Adelenge Cafe and Deli. Yodam Adelenge is a renowned chef with multiple outposts across London. His casual deli and cafe-style locations, like the one here in Marylebone, are celebrated for their inventive and veggie-forward offerings. We're enjoying a medley of salads, including the roasted eggplant, char-grilled broccoli, and crispy cabbage. After eating our way through Marylebone, we decided to take a leisurely walk through Hyde Park. I fell in love with Hyde Park on my first visit to London, well before we actually lived there. This park is a large green space that creates a calm oasis in the center of the chaotic city. From vast open lawns where dogs can run freely, to meticulously manicured gardens and tranquil ponds graced by ducks and swans, a simple stroll through Hyde Park is one of our favorite things to do in this city. During this trip, we're staying in the South Kensington neighborhood, in West London. To be honest, we haven't spent much time in this neighborhood before, so it's full of new discoveries for us. One of those new discoveries was a great Italian restaurant called Osteria Romana, just up the street in Knightsbridge. Unfortunately, we hadn't planned to include this spot in the video, so we don't have much footage to show you, but the pastas were so great that we had to mention them, and I can definitely say we'll be back again on our next trip. This neighborhood is also full of nice cafes and bakeries. We enjoyed a lovely morning coffee and croissant at Urban Baristas, and then noticed there was a Bread Ahead bakery down the street. Best known for its flagship outpost in Borough Market, Bread Ahead is especially famous for their donuts. Despite already having had a pastry for breakfast, I can't pass up a donut from Bread Ahead, so we popped in to grab a few to go. We can't talk about food in London without talking about our absolute favorite place, Dishoom. Dishoom is a very popular small chain in London, and for good reason. Inspired by the Irani cafes of India, the restaurant aims to recreate the ambiance and flavors of these iconic cafes, which were once bustling social hubs in Bombay. We've ordered a number of our favorite dishes today. We're kicking things off with some delightful lassis, yogurt drinks that are often infused with sweet or salty flavors. The creamy and slightly sweet mango option is my favorite. Our Dishoom feast begins with the crispy chili chicken, featuring fried chicken generously coated in a sticky, slightly spicy sauce and garnished with plenty of fresh green onions. We can never dine at Dishoom without ordering the house black dal, a lentil dish simmered for 24 hours to create the most perfectly creamy and comforting dish. We've also ordered the specialty of this location, a biryani with a lamb shank cooked inside and topped with a flaky pastry. It's our first time trying this dish, and like everything else here, it does not disappoint. The lamb is so tender and flavorful, and the presentation makes this dish feel extra indulgent. We're rounding out the meal with some naan and some side dishes for good measure. Since we're speaking so highly of Dishoom, we decided to recreate one of our favorite dishes from the Dishoom cookbook, the chicken ruby. This chicken curry is made from a yogurt marinated chicken, seared and then simmered in a creamy tomato-based sauce flavored with tons of warm spices. This recipe can be found in the beautiful Dishoom cookbook. We had to adapt it a bit as we couldn't find all of the exact ingredients in a Dutch grocery store, but follow along as we try to recreate it at home. To make the chicken ruby, you'll start by marinating your chicken. In a bowl, combine Greek yogurt, sea salt, chili powder, cumin, garam masala, chopped garlic and ginger, squeeze in some lime juice, and add a bit of oil. See the description below for the exact amounts of each. Stir this all together until it is well combined. Pour the marinade over skinless, boneless chicken thighs, turning them to make sure each is completely covered. Cover it and place the chicken in the fridge and let it marinate for 6 to 24 hours. When you're ready, the next step is to make the makhani sauce. This is a rich tomato-based sauce full of warm spices that you'll add to the chicken later on. To make the makhani sauce, you'll need garlic, ginger, bay leaves, cinnamon sticks, cardamom pods, crushed tomatoes, butter, some spices, honey, and double cream. See the description below for the exact amounts of each. Begin to prepare the sauce by grating your ginger and a few garlic cloves. Then you'll want to chop and fry a few additional cloves of garlic. Add some oil to a pan on medium-high heat and add the chopped garlic. Fry for a few minutes until lightly golden brown and crispy, but keep an eye on it and be careful not to let it burn. Remove the garlic, then add the bay leaves, cardamom pods, and cinnamon sticks. After about 1 minute, turn down the heat and add the grated garlic and ginger, being careful again not to let them burn. Next, add the tomatoes, salt, and chili powder. Allow the mixture to simmer for about 30 minutes until it is reduced by half. Now it's time to add the butter and simmer for another 5 minutes. Then add the garam masala, sugar, honey, cumin, crispy garlic, and dill. Let it simmer for another 15 minutes or so, and then finally add the double cream. Now, let's set that aside while we cook the chicken. The recipe calls for grilling it, but we don't have a grill pan here, so we're just going to cook it in a pan. Heat some oil in the pan on medium-high heat. Add the chicken and cook it on each side for about 5 to 7 minutes, or until it is almost completely cooked through. Then, turn down the heat a bit and add the makhani sauce to the pan, along with about 50 milliliters more double cream. Allow the sauce and the chicken to simmer together for about 15 minutes until the chicken is completely cooked. Now it's ready to be served. Top the chicken ruby with some fresh coriander, pomegranate seeds, and ginger matchsticks, and enjoy. We like to serve this with some white rice on the side, which helps to soak up all of that delicious sauce. The marinade has made the chicken nice and tender and flavorful, and the rich creamy sauce makes this feel like a truly indulgent dish. We hope you enjoy this dish as much as we do. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to see where we're cooking next.